Hello everybody, welcome back to some more train sim, and today we are taking out this very nice AP class 56. This is actually 56059 in EWS livery, and this scenario is 6M46 and we're going between Carlisle and Hardendale quarry with a rake of empty HAA hoppers. We're on the West Coast Main Line over Sharp, and the year is 1999. This is about a 45-minute scenario, and we start the scenario off on the move, so we are going to have to sort of set things up and get into it quite quickly. But before we get into it, I just want to say, if you are a new viewer and you haven't already, please subscribe down below, and please enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, let's jump in and get going. Okay, here we are inside the 56, and I actually really like the 56. I think it is one of the better locos. It is an Armstrong Powerhouse 56. And where are we going? So we're going via Hardendale over here. So I imagine we're going round. We have got a yellow. I think we've been given the road, and we're going into a 30. So we can sort of get into it now a little bit. We are speeding, so we can brake a little bit into here, because I imagine we're going into this yard. So let's start braking. The power is off, so we don't have to worry about that. And we're coming into a 10 mile an hour here, so you sort of have to be thinking on your feet quite quickly, as this sort of puts you straight into it. I'm just releasing the brakes there. That's all be coming up. If we got a red, I think we're alright. That's for the other line. We're just shifting lines here. And yeah, they start you, you know, most scenarios start you off sort of stationary, and then you have to get moving. This one started off rolling. We were moving already, which is a little bit different. There's not much to say about the 56 really. We got lights, tail light, marker lights. Yeah, so we ain't really got much. Slow speed does not work. It's the horn. Yeah, not really much in the way. And we do have actually a clag factor. We can actually do that. But yeah, looking very smart, very crisp in an EWS livery. The 56s were quite a heavy hauler loco, to be fair. Yeah, looking very crisp as we make our way through this yard. And we have got empty HAA wagons with us today. But yeah, this is the 56 is probably the closest we have to a 47. I really, I've said it a million times before, but I really want a Armstrong Powerhouse Class 47. They haven't done one yet, but we could use an updated one. But the 56 has been around for a long time from Armstrong Powerhouse. It's quite an old one these days, and it's actually relatively quite a nice loco. Horn sounds pretty decent for a freight loco. But yeah, it's been around for a while, this one. And we are 28 miles. So we're actually stopping there. And then we're dropping off some of these. We might have to look, because I'm not sure. We've got a couple to some drop off, couple stop at. So we really need to make sure that these numbers add up, because it might be that we have to drop off maybe like the back view and then go to a different area and drop off some more. So we really need to make sure that we're dropping off the right numbers, basically. Yeah, we just need to really make sure of that, because 350 111, we can actually check that by I forget how we can do that. There is a way of checking the consist, but we will work it out when we get there. This is quite cool, going over this road. Oops. Yeah, we're on the West Coast main line over Sharp, which I believe it's more of a freighty sort of route, this, but we can actually, yeah, we've got a lot of weight to pull here. Any chance we get to use the horn, we'll whack it up. I think we've got a lot of weight here, and we've been sort of dilly-daddling here a little bit. We've been given the 90, so we can probably start to really pick it up a little bit. That's the problem with some of these locos, though, is even though they were heavy freight locos, they were being overloaded. You know, this rake of coaches, oh, look at that clag coming out of the top. These rake of hoppers, for instance, even though they're empty, still weigh quite a fair amount. And this is set in 1999, so the 6.6 was literally just coming into service. I think they were made in 98, and then we're just about coming into service in 99, 2000. So, you know, these older locos, 47s, 37s, 56s, class 60s, they were still doing the heavy hauling. 70s, I believe 70s were class 70s were out at that time. Class 60s were definitely the heavy hauler for the time, but the 56 did all right. I just think maybe it didn't have as much power and torque as they would have liked, but it still played a vital role. But yeah, like I say, it's the closest sort of thing we have to a 47, really. We have a 47 in Train Sim, but it's just not as good as some of the newer Armstrong Powerhouse and Just Trains and Alan Thompson locos. I feel like we need a 47 like redo. We need a brand spanking new 47 model, interior function, features, and yeah, just something really nice that we can all get our teeth stuck into. But you know, maybe soon. You don't know what they're working on behind the scenes, so. But nice summer's day, not a cloud in the sky, which sometimes I feel is a bit. There should be something, but sometimes you just got to take what you can get. I haven't actually got the Armstrong Powerhouse weather pack, or sorry, Skybox pack. I really want the weather, the skybox, and the and the foliage one. They do a foliage on there. But yeah, I really do want the weather and the skybox ones because it just makes it look a little bit nicer. But we will get it eventually. Like I say, I normally get all of my stuff when they go on sale. They normally have a few sales throughout the year. They normally tell you if there's a sale on their Facebook page. But Christmas is normally one, and I think they normally have one around summertime. But they normally say, and that's when I get most of my stuff. So next time they have a sale, I probably will get the foliage and the and whatnot, and the skybox. 47 there, intercity with what looked like Virgin Trains coaches or something, or cross country, or couldn't quite see that. But as you can see, we're not going very fast. We are going uphill, but we are carrying quite a lot. I believe what we can do here, let me have a look. I believe you can normally see there is a way to see the rake. I can't remember how. That's not it. 2D map. Ah, there you go. That's how you see the rake of coaches. So the loco is there. So if we have a look, so 350718. So where's that? 35781. It'll be somewhere along here. There it is, 35781. So that'd be the first one. And then the last one is 3511. So from there to there. I'm guessing it's these two as well. They just couldn't quite fit it all in. But yeah, it's just those back couple, and then obviously we drop off another load at the next one. So yeah, like I say, we just need to be careful when it comes to that, what we drop off and what we keep. Because if we dropped them all off, obviously the scenario would give us a big fat X on that. And then we're coupling to some more. But it's all taking place sort of down at this yard, Hardendale. We are back from the run shot. Yeah, I sometimes don't like doing these freight missions because it is a lot of sitting around and doing nothing really. You sort of set the speed and away you go. But it's sometimes nice just to look at the scenery. I mean, when we're in a passenger service, we don't really get a lot of time to just sort of look at the scenery, really. And this map is one of the better ones, to be fair. Some maps you look out and there's just vastness of nothing. At least this one's got quite a few trees and elevation, and they actually try and give you the illusion of there is something over the next hill. So for instance here, you know, I can't see sort of past this tree line. And it sort of just gives that illusion of it just keeps going and going. Same here, there's hills. And I mean, I know that there's a sort of horizon back there. They put in sort of like a fake horizon back there, but I don't know, it just gives the illusion of it just keeps going. And yeah, this is one of the better maps. Some maps look very empty, and I understand that the geographical area might just be empty fields as far as I can see, but no, I like when there's a lot of foliage, there's a lot of interest, and it gives the illusion of a bigger map than it actually is. And very rare that we get that, very rare. Newer maps are better for it. I can't remember when the West Coast Main Line over Sharp came out. We got cows on the left. Yeah, this little farm here as well, that's cool. But yeah, I can't remember when it came out. I think it's been a while now. But it is one of the newer ones, definitely. And you can just tell. You know, there's a bit of OMSI going on over there, OMSI 2. Which, if you haven't seen it, I will sort of leave a tag at the end of the video. But if you haven't seen it, I did Bodingham on OMSI 2 the other day. It's sort of a brand new English map that's come out. It's been 10 years in the making. And it is a very, very good map, Bodingham V5. I would urge you to check it out, the video and the map, if you haven't already. But yeah, we're getting a lot more OMSI 2 content now, which is very good, because I really like OMSI. I really like sort of driving the buses. Train sim, there's always stuff coming out for it, whether it be Dovetail or third party. There's just tons of stuff out there for train sim. You'll never get bored of train sim. Euro Truck, there's still a lot of mods for it, but I've sort of been getting a little bit bored of Euro Truck a little bit. I've played it so much. I think one of my issues is that I don't do big journeys on it. I tend not to like to do big journeys on it. But you know, I use pro mods, which obviously puts a lot more into the map. I tend to stick around the UK a lot, which doing the UK over and over again gets a bit boring. I have sort of ventured out into the European sort of deliveries, but I haven't done many. And yeah, I think that's the big problem I have with Euro Truck, is I don't want to be sitting there driving for ages. So I tend not to do the bigger journeys. However, a bigger journey would help with going to different places on the Pro Mods map and exploring different countries. And yeah, I think that would be you know, that would help a lot more, but I just tend not to. But maybe I should. Maybe that's what people want to see. They want to see the long Euro Truck drives. They want to see that. Because a lot of people like watching the longer OMSI 2 and train sim videos, which are like 30-40 minutes long. So maybe I should. I keep saying I'm going to do some Transport Fever 2. I just haven't gotten around to it. It takes a long time to sort of set up, to be fair. But it is something that you have to build upon over time. And Farming Sim's the same. It takes so long to do anything on Farming Sim. I just haven't done anything on it. And mainly because I don't know anything about farming, so it's a little bit difficult for me. I need to get sort of somebody on who, maybe one of my my farming friends who knows how to farm and get me started. SnowRunner, I've really wanted to do a bit of SnowRunner. I just haven't got round to it. I'd like to do a bit more War Thunder. I haven't been on it for ages. I do play a bit of Minecraft here and there when on my own, in my own time, when I'm a bit bored. But I've tried Minecraft on the channel before and it just doesn't do well. Nobody really wants to watch it. I think it's because there's so many Minecraft videos out there. And I've really thought about Microsoft Flight Sim. I really have. I just haven't taken that plunge into giving it a go, mainly because it's quite expensive to get, but also it's I think it's a little bit complicated to start doing it correctly to a sim level. I think you can use a Xbox controller with it, but I want to be a bit more sim orientated, so yeah, I don't know. Oh, we're speeding into here. Let's just back off the power a little bit and see if we can bring it down a little bit. But yeah, Flight Sim I'm a little bit scared about. I don't know how it would go. I'd have to just give it a go, try it out and see if I enjoy it. Really. But I know nothing about aviation, nothing, so I'd be learning it for a brand new, you know, I know quite a lot about rail and how a railway functions, mainly because I'm interested in railways. It's one of the things that I'm actually interested in outside of YouTube. Same with like trucks and buses and stuff. I know quite a bit about stuff like that. But when it comes to aviation, it's the same thing with farming. I know nothing about farming, and so farm sim becomes difficult, and I know nothing about aviation, so that becomes difficult for me. But yeah, I definitely want to try and get on some Transport Fever, because I believe that people actually want to watch Transport Fever videos. And I had a really good time setting mine up as well when I played a solo world. I had a really fun time setting that up and doing that. We're going to need some speed here. We're going up quite a steep incline. We're 10 miles away before we get to dropping some of this off. And again, I mean, we've had green lights literally the whole way, which can be a little bit boring sometimes. We haven't seen a lot of other trains going past the other way, other locos or anything. Sort of split into 3 lines now. That was sort of like a makeshift 3-line. This might actually be old track here, older track, Victorian sort of track here. But that bit back there where it was the 3 lines, that was definitely newer. and it seemed like it was just like a makeshift third rail. It's for letting locos pass each other. You'll find a lot of that on the English rail, as a lot of it is Victorian, still Victorian. It's not from the Victorian era, but it's still Victorian line from, you know, they've updated it since then, but it still follows the same path. And obviously there wasn't as many trains on the lines back then, and they didn't go as fast, so they've had to put in a lot of makeshift overtaking sidings, if you will, or overtaking lines, so that, you know, something coming the other way can overtake, and or like a freight loco can pull in and a passenger can go past, stuff like that. Six Mile, almost there. I find this is the hardest part with, like I said before, hardest part with freight scenarios or freight locos is just having to sit here and like I'm not touching the keyboard. I'm just literally sitting back and talking to you and watching the scenery go by. And I find that this is sometimes the hardest thing with freight, is it can be boring. I think in real life, unless there was you're on a main line with other locos on it, I think this would be pretty much what it is like in real life. Yeah, I don't know what driving a train in real life is like. I've never done it. Don't know anyone who does do it. But I'd like to give it a go. That'd be awesome to try a 6.6 freight line out. You know, being behind the controls of a 6.6, I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, I mean, long journeys, I imagine it is very much like this, where you just sort of set the controls and sit back, and if you've got somebody else there, you can have a bit of a chat. But we are significantly slower now that we are going uphill. It slowed us right down, that did. Struggling to catch back up to where we were, but it's okay. Like I say, the fun bit comes sort of at the end here, when we're messing around with dropping off and whatnot. What sort of wagons we're dropping off. Some people have asked me recently why I haven't been trying Train Sim World out. I think I talk about it every single time, but my opinion on that is, yeah, is a little bit biased, I guess. A little bit, you know, I think they've scolded me from previous games, really. But I must admit, I have seen videos on it, and the graphics do look really good. However, again, I just think, you know, I've said it a million times, but Train Sim, OMSI 2, they've just, even though the graphics and the textures aren't great, they've just got a certain charm about them, a sort of retro game feel to them. Which, I mean, I don't mind Omsi 2. The graphics and the textures on that, I don't mind it. The game functions as it should. It functions really well. The fact that the textures and stuff look old just give it that charm that I don't think any other game can really give. When you make it too realistic, it just, I don't know. It's fun for a bit, but then it just loses its novelty, and you end up coming back to these games. Train Sim Classic, it's got a charm about it. Omsi 2 got a charm about it. Even Eurotruck's graphics are really good, to be fair, nowadays. But it's still got quite a charm to it, I feel. Because everything's not perfect on that game. Right, we should probably start to... I don't want to start braking until we're sort of up this hill. But I might just come off the power a little bit. See if the hill can sort of slow us down coming up here. So we're not too far away now. We're about 1.5 miles away. We're going to come right off the power, actually. And we'll give it step 1. Again, this would have been an air brake on here. It actually isn't set up on the controls like an air brake. It's got like steps. When you drive the 6.6 in game, you can see that you can set the air brake properly by choosing where you want the dial. But this is like steps. It's not a bad thing. It means that you can accurately sort of set it, because they've already sort of set the values for you. So step 1 here is 4.5 sort of PSI in the brakes. I'm actually going to come off it just for a sec. Till we get to this signal, and then we'll apply it again. Wouldn't thought we need a step 2, but are we stopping there? Oh, I've actually cocked up there. We are actually. We're actually stopping. Oh, we were going via there. That's alright. We're stopping down here. Whew. I thought maybe we had to stop at that other one, but we were going via. That's okay. That is okay. I'm happy with that. We need to get off that. We need to give it some power again. We're actually still dropping. We're going to want the whole of this in here, I think. So I'm going to stop the loco on the marker. Yeah, because it wants us to stop at that point. It's not on the other track, which is good. Don't want emergency, that would be bad. And I think be alright, I think. See what they say. To facilitate loading the train, you must be split in half and take into inquiry in two parts. To begin this process, uncouple between 350 781 and 350 460. Right. So it was. So we want 781. We've got to find it again. 7. That's 875. Trying to find it here. 781. 350. 781. I think we just uncouple that. Can we do that? I'd like to, but I don't know if it's going to let me do that. I thought it would. Handbrake. No, it's not letting me do that. Oh, you must now move these wagons. So I managed to do it into siding 5. Where's siding 5? So we'll have to go forward, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, we won't be able to go forward. I wonder if we split the train. We must have split it. Yeah, we must have split it there. So if we pull forward, we'll be able to go back that way. Okay. As long as we know what we're doing. So at the front of our rate should be 482. Let's just check. 482, yeah. And at the back of the rate should be 60. We can't actually see it. Alright, let's just check that. So we want to flip that. And siding 5. Yes, we're already set up on siding 5. Excellent. So we need to switch this back into there. And give it some power, and we should start to see us reverse. Yeah. Do like a good bit of yard work. actually went more successful than I thought it would. I think we are going to have to come back and couple to these, but yeah, that actually went better than I thought it was going to. Over the road. And we are stopping in siding 5. Give it a bit more power because we are slowing down a bit. We don't want to slow down too much that we stop early. This is going well. This is going well. Back off the power a little bit here. Sort of just let it roll into here. We're dropping quite significantly actually. Did not expect it to drop that much. And are we in? Yeah, we are in. It's gonna do us. So yeah, we've got to drop these ones off and then pick those ones back up. By the looks of things. So 560, 59. So that should be the rest of these. Yeah, so that's so we are 560, 59. So that's those. So now we must pick up the remainder of the wagons. Really, I should have set the handbrake on those. Oh, speeding. Oops. Yeah, really, I should have set the handbrake on those because they could just start rolling. Yeah, that's kind of my bad. We don't have to go too far here. Right, so we want to swap that back over to those wagons and pick those up. And let's actually get a decent view of that. We are coming into this a little bit hot. Sort of 2 mile an hour is what you're looking for. When coupling. Normally you'd have to get out, sort of couple it yourself. It's only sort of the newer, because this will be a chain couple. I don't know, but in the game it will just couple it for us, and that should be us. Now, as before, ease forward until you are clear of the points, giving access to the quarry. And yeah, so we want to put that into first, and we're going to have to give it some to get it moving. That clag all coming out. So this will end up actually being quite a long video, I believe, because we're already at 32 minutes. I mean, it did say it was going to be a 45-minute scenario, but we're already at 32 minutes on the recording. And I did start and stop it as well. I think we were 15 minutes in on the other one. I did. So we're probably about there. Obviously, you could be more efficient here and there by doing bigger speeds, or, you know, getting the speeds right. We were quite slow at areas, but like I say, some people actually like watching these longer videos. It said HAA wagons, but these are HFAs. Whether they got that wrong in the description, I don't know. And we just want to clear the points there. Bit more will do it, just so that those end wagons clear those points. That'll do it. So we want to go into here, set it into there, and then what siding was it? The loading siding. So we want that one. And yeah, we are basically stopping in there. So let's put it backwards. Give it some power to get us moving. Wagons sort of, you know, smashing into each other and rattling and all that metal. Good sounds, to be fair. Really good sounds for these wagons. I can't remember if these are a Armstrong Powerhouse wagon or not. They might be. But if not, they're a very, very good wagon. Let's give it a little bit more power. there's our 56. Just struggling to get over the hump, I think. Very claggy. And we'll go have a look at the rear. Yeah, there was just a little bit of an upwards bit there that it struggled to get up. Let's give it another blast of power there. And then off. And this should just roll in now. Now the trick here is to get this back wagon lined up with the same wagon on the end. That's the trick now, is if you can pull that off. Don't want to do the brakes just yet. Not yet. Now. Ooh. Slightly out, but that's not a bad effort. That is not a bad effort. That was pretty good. Pretty good. So we got ticks on all of them. Excellent. So yeah, that was the 56 AP 56 in EWS livery, and the scenario was 6M46, and we were taking these rake of empty hoppers. We were on the WCML, which is the West Coast Maid Line over Sharp, and the scenario is 45 minutes long. So, if you enjoyed, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.